Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be doing some technical analysis on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets because, as I'm sure you guys are aware, Bitcoin has basically just been trading sideways here for the better part of the last 2 weeks, kind of bouncing around and pinballing around in between the support level of $5,860 and the well-defined resistance level of $6,600 flat. As you can see, this has become a very important piece of market structure because Bitcoin has rejected off of this level not once, not twice, but actually 3 times, and like I said, has established this into a very important piece of market structure and a very strong piece of market structure. So in today's video, we're going to be doing some short-term technical analysis. We're going to be trying to get to the bottom of, will Bitcoin actually break above this level of resistance, or are we going to start heading downward? And we're also going to be talking about what happens if Bitcoin does break above this level of resistance. I think it is going to break above this level of resistance, and I think also, if we do break this level of resistance, you guys are going to start seeing some fireworks. I think it's going to be a very big breakout if this does happen moving into the next week or so. But before we get into that, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, definitely consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and smashing the notification bell, guys. We do cryptocurrency videos every single day, even when it's a day like this, and I literally have about 50 failed takes that led up to this video. Go check the community tab on the channel after you've watched this. I think I'm going to upload a picture just to prove how many times this video has, how many times I failed the intro to this video. But anyway, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. Hopefully this take actually works. Bitcoin is currently trading around $6,417. Just reading a little bit higher on CoinMarketCap. You can see CoinMarketCap does inflate the prices just a little bit, but part of that is due to the fact that it's referencing all of the exchanges rather than just Bitfinex like my chart does here. As we can see, Bitcoin's daily volume is quite low today. Well, a lot of the reason that that is happening is because Bitcoin is currently trading on a weekend. Today is Sunday. A lot of people are not trading on Sundays. You typically see the volume fall off on weekends, so Bitcoin's daily volume being a little bit lower isn't really anything to write home about. But another reason that Bitcoin's volume has been falling off, in my opinion anyway, is because, like I said, we've basically just been trading sideways here for the better part of the last 2 weeks. And I think a lot of people are getting very, very tired and probably a little bit frustrated with Bitcoin, hoping for Bitcoin to actually do something because, I don't know about you guys, but Bitcoin's getting a little bit boring just trading in between about $6,250 and $6,600. Tell me in the comment section down below if you feel the same way. Bitcoin, of course, I love watching the charts, but it's fun when Bitcoin actually does something. It's like that meme where you're poking Bitcoin with a stick and telling it to do something. That's about how I feel about the Bitcoin market right now. But as you can see, over the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is down by about 1%. Really nothing to write home about. Bitcoin, like I said, just isn't moving all that much. Ethereum's down a little bit more because a lot of the altcoins have been correcting after a little bounce that they saw a couple of days ago after actually managing to set a reversal, or at least a very temporary reversal, from the absolute destruction that the altcoins had been seeing. The altcoins have been getting shredded for the better part of a month, and they finally saw a little bit of a recovery. You guys can watch my take on that and some altcoin technical analysis in the top right, which I think is still very much relevant if you guys are interested. Ethereum's daily volume is hovering around $1.57 billion, which is very, very common for the number 2 cryptocurrency. We see the Bitcoin dominance has come down just a little bit. We've been trending downwards ever since Bitcoin hit a dominance level of around 54.5%, and the big reason for that is because the altcoins have been having a little bit of a recovery. Like I said, I think that recovery is going to be a little bit short-lived because it seems like they are starting to taper off a little bit, but this video is mainly about Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and jump onto the chart. Let's not move that either. That's what I want to leave that there. But let's go in here to the hour chart and talk about where Bitcoin, I believe, is going to go and what happens if Bitcoin gets above $6,600. So there's not a whole lot of technical analysis that we can do on the hour chart right here because, like I said, Bitcoin has basically just been trading in between $6,250 and $6,600 for the better part of the last week. Well, not the last week, but the last 3 or 4 days anyway. Bitcoin has been trading here. There's not a lot we can look at here, but like I said, the thing that we want to bring our attention to, the thing that we want to mainly talk about is the level of $6,600 because that level and this formation that Bitcoin is sitting in right now is very reminiscent of other patterns that we've seen Bitcoin move into. If we zoom out here on the chart, what the first level that we're going to see, or the first formation that we're going to see in our history here on Bitcoin that is very reminiscent of what we're looking at right now is the inverse head and shoulders pattern that I'm sure you guys all remember back over here at the end of June and the first part of July. Bitcoin was in this inverse head and shoulders pattern and kept hitting its head up here around $6,800, which in turn turned $6,800 into a very important piece of market structure. Excuse me. And when Bitcoin did actually get above this level back over here, we saw Bitcoin move several $100s in the span of an hour. And this isn't the only time that we've seen Bitcoin cause a formation like this, where Bitcoin is in this little formation down here bouncing around the yearly low of around $6,000 and a level of resistance that it kind of defines for itself. We also saw this happening over here in early April. This is not the first time that we've seen this happen, guys. Bitcoin is following a trend. This is now the third time that Bitcoin has done something like this, and every time so far this year that Bitcoin has come down to the support level of around $6,000 to $6,500 and set its own level of resistance, normally we see a very big green candlestick that follows it, and normally we see Bitcoin break out of it in a spectacular way. And as we can see back over here in early April, what we saw Bitcoin do was it entered this triangle consolidation pattern right here. It had a downtrend, it had an uptrend, and when Bitcoin actually broke above this uptrend, Bitcoin moved nearly $1,000, over $1,000 if you include the wicks up here, moved over $1,000 in the span of 1 hour. We're on the hour chart. That is one candlestick. Bitcoin moved $1,000 in the span of an hour because it finally was able to break out of the little formation that it had down here around its level of support. And a big reason that this happened, of course, the big reason that this moved so quickly was because of a short squeeze. That day correlates to this short squeeze over here. We saw about 10,000 to about 15,000 shorts get liquidated in the span of about an hour. So this was part of what caused this. Now, with that in mind, a lot of the shorts probably have, and I have no way of knowing this, of course, but I would imagine a lot of the shorts have their stop losses just above $6,600. So if Bitcoin does go above our current level of resistance of $6,600, I think it's very, very likely that we see a big short squeeze like we saw back over here in April, because that has become a very, very well-defined level of resistance. And a lot of the people going into long positions realize that if Bitcoin goes above $6,600, then that's a good time to go long. And a lot of the people in the short seller position realize that if Bitcoin goes above $6,600, it's probably a very bad time to be in a short position because it probably indicates a trend reversal. So if Bitcoin does go above its current level of resistance, let's zoom back over here at $6,600. Zoom all the way back over here with my laggy computer. By the way, in case any of you guys are wondering, I'm going to have my new computer in like a week. There's some stuff with the shipping going on. It's going to be here very soon. But my point is, if Bitcoin does go above $6,600, I think there's a lot of people sitting up here with buy orders, waiting to buy in up here at like $6,650, $6,700. And I think there's also a lot of stop losses for these overextended shorts sitting up here just above $6,600. So if Bitcoin does break above $6,600, guys, I would be expecting Bitcoin to move like $300, $400, $500 at least in the span of about 4 hours, probably even less than that. That's a conservative estimate based on what we've seen the last two times Bitcoin was in a formation like this, back over here in late June, early July, when it broke above $6,800. You can see that we moved a very long way. It was about $400 or $500, about $800 if you include both of these hourly candlesticks. In the span of about 2 hours, Bitcoin moved $600 to $800, something like that. And then the other time that this happened, back over in April, Bitcoin moved $834 and some change in about an hour. So if Bitcoin does break above $6,600, I would be expecting some fireworks. With that said, is Bitcoin actually going to break above $6,600? That's the next logical question. Could Bitcoin actually break above $6,000? Is third time the charm? And if it breaks above $6,600, what does that mean for the Bitcoin market? Well, I do believe that Bitcoin is going to break above $6,600, and there's several different reasons I believe that. One of them is historical precedent. Of course, this would be the third time that we've seen something like this happen. We've seen Bitcoin come down to this $6,000 region and get support many, many, many times here. And I, like I said in many other videos, you can go back and watch them, I didn't personally expect Bitcoin to get support at $6,600. I had a slight gut feeling that was telling me we were going to go below it. And we actually did get support at around $6,000. Now, of course, I'm generalizing $5,860 into $6,000 support zone. But I did not necessarily expect us to get support there, but since we did get support there, based on previous price action and based on the historical trends that we've seen Bitcoin do, when Bitcoin comes down to this level and does actually establish a bottom down here and does actually get support, typically what it does is it breaks a level of resistance, like it did right here and right there, and gets a big jump in price action after we break that level of resistance. I think the exact same thing is going to happen here. And a couple of reasons I believe that are based on the MACD. One of the first reasons I believe that is based on the MACD. As you can see down here, guys, the daily MACD is getting dangerously close to crossing bullish. If you guys are shorting Bitcoin right now, if you guys are trading Bitcoin at all right now, actually, you should definitely be looking at this MACD cross on the daily chart. Look at the MACD line. That is probably going to cross bullish. It's probably going to be a confirmed bullish cross within the next 2 days. So within the next 2 days, by halfway through next week, we're probably going to see a bullish MACD cross. And MACD is one of the most used indicators in all of technical analysis, not just in the cryptocurrency markets. So if we see a bullish cross on the MACD on the daily chart, which is one of the most commonly used intervals for the Bitcoin market, then what we're probably going to see is we're probably going to see a lot of bullish price action, perhaps enough to move us back up to $6,600 again. And then, guys, if you get up close to one of these levels of resistances, one of these levels of resistance or support, you get in a very precarious situation because a whale can come in and buy up like 10,000 Bitcoin and push you above that on one exchange. Everybody sees it, and then everybody goes and start buying, and that's how you cause a breakout. Or we could just accidentally move up through $6,600. We've seen stuff like this happen all the time. I've talked about before about how that's basically how we initially broke below $6,800. People got in a panic, and we kind of accidentally broke below a level of support. The same thing can end up happening here. And I think based on the MACD being about to cross bullish, and also based on the RSI having shown that we've recently set a bottom down here around 30 on the RSI and a price bottom down here around $6,000, that Bitcoin probably is going to break above $6,000. $6,600. I do believe that's going to happen. Another reason I believe that's going to happen is because of the shorts position, guys. We've only ever seen Bitcoin shorts rise to this level and go up this high one other time. It was right over here when Bitcoin initially ran down to fell down, I should say, down to $6,500 back over here in April. Right back over here, this time right over here correlates with this run up in shorts here on the shorts chart. The last time Bitcoin ran this high on the shorts chart was also a time that we saw the biggest short squeeze probably that at least that I have ever seen in the cryptocurrency market. We did see another short squeeze back here in early February, but we saw a very, very big one right over here in early April. And I think a similar thing is probably going to happen if we go above $6,600. But these shorts being this high also indicates to me that we're probably about to see a reversal, because every time the shorts go this high, you normally see them come down. You normally see some kind of correction. I don't think these are just going to keep going up and Bitcoin is going to keep going down, because Bitcoin has been going down for so long, and I think the bulls need their time, and I think a new rally is going to form. Now, what happens if we get above $6,600? Well, like I said, I do believe we're going to see what is most likely going to be a short squeeze. I think we're going to see a lot of longs come into the market. We can see the longs are kind of just sitting down here around 26,000. I think we are going to see a short squeeze, and I think we are going to see Bitcoin spike very, very quickly. And what happens if we see Bitcoin spike very, very quickly and move $300, $400, $500 in the span of an hour? Well, that is a very good thing also, not just because Bitcoin is moving up, but also because it would mean that Bitcoin breaks this moving average right here, the 20 daily EMA. This line right here is the 20 daily EMA. And I've talked extensively about how important this daily EMA is a very, very powerful EMA. And the last thing we want to do is prove that the last couple of days have shown that we've gotten resistance up here. We want to get above this daily EMA if we're actually going to kick off a new rally that can lead into a potentially new bull run. I talked about that in a video. You can watch that up here in the top right about how Bitcoin can kick off a rally and if that rally can move into a new bull run coming over the next couple of months or so. But if Bitcoin does get above $6,600 right here, we're almost definitely going to get above this 20 daily EMA. And if you guys have chart vision like I and a lot of other people that have been in markets a while do, you can just kind of see why this is an important indicator. You see, after we broke below it here, we went very bearish. We broke above it here, we went very bullish. We were getting a ton of support on it here. We were getting resistance on it over here. This is a commonly traded around cryptocurrency indicator, or an indicator in general, actually. It's not just in cryptocurrency. And this is a very important indicator. It's a very important moving average for the Bitcoin market. So I would definitely be watching this moving average. If Bitcoin does get above it, and I think we are going to, and we do break above $6,600, we get above that, that's also going to give us more bullish price. That's going to give us more bullish sentiment. And if we can get above both of those levels, I think that's going to give us enough sentiment to break the downtrend again. Now, the last time we broke the downtrend, you can see over here on the daily chart, we broke it in a spectacular way on the day that two trends actually crossed. It was interesting. Back over here, and we saw just a massive run up here. I think what we have here is a situation of a chain reaction of bullish action. I've used that phrase before, and a lot of people seem to like it. I think what we see here is a potential chain reaction of bullish action, where Bitcoin is probably going to get above $6,600, and if it gets above $6,600, we're going to break resistance at the 20 daily EMA almost definitely. And if we break that, we're probably going to break the downtrend here. And in the span of 2 hours, we could be trading from Bitcoin going sideways to Bitcoin being in a full-blown rally. Because what I would like to see for Bitcoin to actually confirm a rally is three things. And those are these three levels of resistance right here. And I just talked about how easy it is for Bitcoin to break them if we so much as sneeze on Bitcoin and Bitcoin starts moving up a little bit and gets above $6,600. With that in mind, what are the odds of Bitcoin getting above $6,600? What is my opinion anyway on Bitcoin getting above $6,600? I think it's more than likely that Bitcoin does break above $6,600 based on everything I've shown you in today's video, based on the RSI, based on the MACD, based on the shorts being overextended, based on historical precedent, based on the fact that we got a support level down here at $6,000, based on everything that I can see on the chart, and also the lack of news right now, because news seems to be Good news doesn't seem to really do a whole lot for Bitcoin, and bad news seems to do a lot of bad things for Bitcoin, as we saw back over here with the ICE news and then the ETF being delayed. We haven't seen a lot of news lately. Of course, we can't predict whether or not that's going to continue because there's no real way you can do technical analysis on news. But based on the lack of news, if that continues also, I think Bitcoin probably is going to break $6,600 because I also think Bitcoin is overdue for a rally, and I believe the bears have had their time, and I think it's time for the bulls to come back in based on the way I've seen markets move for a very, very long time. If I were to put a percent chance on this, like I said in the last couple of videos, it's probably in between about 55% to 70% likelihood that Bitcoin is going to go above $6,600 and kick off the little rally that I talk about and break the levels of resistance that I talk about and see the bullish price sentiment that I talk about. I think we are going to see that. Tell me in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Is Bitcoin going to break $6,600? Are we going to start moving up? Am I being overly bullish? Tell me in the comment section down below if I'm being too optimistic. What do you think? I'm interested, as always, to hear your opinions. And that's about going to do it for today's video, guys. Tell me in the comment section down below, like I said, what you think. I always love reading your comments, and I enjoy reading the comments, guys. When I was first getting the channel off the ground, before AdSense was activated and before I really had any kind of audience, actually, before I had any kind of satisfaction from the Discord server or anything, the thing that kept me going and the thing that stopped me from stopping the YouTube channel and the thing that really just kept my drive going for making this channel into what it is now was reading the comments. I absolutely love reading the comments, guys, so definitely leave one. And also, if you guys want to come talk to me or any of the amazing people in the Discord server, you can do so with a link in the description down below. But like I said, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I'm sorry that's a bit shorter, but there really just isn't a lot to cover in the Bitcoin market lately. Bitcoin, like I said, has been trading basically completely sideways for the better part of the last 2 weeks, and there's basically no news to cover. So, I mean, you guys understand the struggle. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Definitely go check the community tab on the YouTube channel because I am going to post a video. I'm going to post a picture of how many times this recording failed now that I know this is going to be a successful recording. I'll say that because I haven't checked. I haven't looked at it. It's probably about 50 failed recordings. Just a little bit of just to pad out the video here and just to give you guys a little bit more of something interesting to listen to. Whenever I'm recording a video, what I do is I record and I try to get the intro perfect. After I get the first minute down, then I record, and normally the rest of the video is perfectly fine, but I will re-record the intro dozens and dozens of times. So for every single video that you guys see, there's probably in between 10 to 30 failed takes of the intro, and I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. Go check the community tab. You'll see the proof there. But like I said, guys, we're rambling a little bit now. I want to thank each and every single one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.